Yo, Descendant, how's it going? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I'm so sorry we are a little bit late on this weekly update for the reactors as well as the component farm. We just have had so much to do the last 2 days, but we've got everything kind of sorted out now, so we should be back on schedule tomorrow with a Volby video coming out pretty soon too, so stay tuned to the channel if you guys are interested in some more build videos. But without further ado, I'm not going to stretch this out. I'm going to get straight into the reactors and the components dropping for this reset. That is going to be on the 10/23, well, 10 being October, and then 23 going until the 30th. And then also I did put over here notable reactors. I have like these little stars here just to show you guys kind of like a legend or like a key or whatever you want to call it, is that this is going to be for the reactor mounting change coming October 30th. So next week we'll get the reset on Tuesday, but then a day afterwards, I believe Wednesday is the 30th, and then we will get the update for 1.1.6, which is going to bring with it the reactor mounting change. And the way that the devs said it is that you can pretty much change your reactors to any single mounting. So the first mounting you found on the reactor, like how you find it, that is it. That's going to be stuck with it forever. You cannot change that. But then according to how I read it, understood the patch notes, it sounds like you can then add 2 other reactors and you can switch between weapons in a mission at any time. They didn't give any specifics to what kind of ammo type, but the way they worded it makes me believe it can be any type of weapon. So if it's like heavy rounds, and you can go to impact rounds, general rounds, special rounds, doesn't really matter. It can be any of the ultimate weapons. So keeping that in mind, we have listed good farms for you guys this week, which you can go ahead and do. That is the incorrect ammo type, but it is a very good spot. And it is also giving you the correct, reactor for those classes. So we have Viessa, Freyna, and Lepic. Viessa is dropping tech ones. Freyna is dropping tech ones as well. And then Lepic is obviously dropping tech ones as well. So all of these are tech, but these are all dropping the incorrect mounting. So I just wanted to give you guys all that info up front, the TLDR, so you can see right away where everything is. There's the missions, everything you can farm, as well as we have auxiliary powers and processors dropping this week. Now, neither of these missions are amazing, but both of them are extermination missions. So overall, not too bad. Now let me hop in game and show you guys exactly where to find all these spots. So first up, we have the Kyle/Ajax reactors. These are going to be the secret garden mounting, and you'll be finding these in the fortress defense line and right down up here at the defense line Volker strategic outpost. I'm sure you guys know this place. We all ran this like crazy when the Volby gold rush happened. That whole week of the Volby gold rush is what we dubbed it. I actually farmed, I think, about almost 30 hours in there. We even did quite a bit of it on stream. We farmed well over 150 million gold during that gold rush, and it's never enough. But nonetheless, this is a perfect mission to farm this week's dropping for Kyle and Ajax, because there is a special round, non-dimension, and tech boosting to the reactor. For the Ajax build, we just recently updated our Ajax build. I'll link it down below in the description. The jump jacks, it is so much stronger with the new mods. And the roles I would go for it would be cooldown with a damage boost. So either non-attribute damage or tech damage is what I would get as the boost. And then I would definitely get cooldown reduction. As the way we have our build set up in the video, you guys will see that it's going to max out your cooldown. You have like a 2.5 second cooldown on your explosions, and I think you got like a 3 or 4 second cooldown on your leaps. So yeah, jump jack's really strong and really fun if you get cooldown on the reactor. Even if you don't get cooldown on the reactor, he's still really fun overall, especially with the 2 new mods added to him. So much stronger than what he was before. And now let's move over to our Frost Queen Viessa. Now she is dropping reactors in Kingston Grand Square, and the mission is going to be the Kingston Surveillance Radar. This is going to be dropping some tech reactors, so this will mainly be for like cold-blooded Viessa builds. And it's also going to have the wrong mounting. It's going to have a heavy, high-powered rounds mounting. So this is farming reactor in advance to the mounting change. So only come do this if you really need to get yourself a Viessa reactor, as we're not 100% sure on the change yet. But I do believe we are pretty much on the money with how it's going to work because of how they like worded it in the last patch notes or like the patch preview. So go ahead and farm yourself up one. This is mainly just for Viessa. I believe there is dropping frozen singularity reactors from you as well. So you could kind of double dip and get one for absolute zero build as well as for Haley, especially with that reactor change coming soon, so we can like change around the mountings. And then the stats I would look on for this, if you are going for like the Viessa cold-blooded build, would either be for more cooldown, a little bit more range, and then just a boost to damage. So tech boost or chill boost is what I would go for. So cooldown, range, and then a boost to damage. Whichever you get first and whichever one you prefer, those are the ones I would look out for. And then we move over to the Toxic Queen herself. In the Agdan Desert Vermilion Waste, we'll be farming a strategic outpost. Now this one is super easy, and again is a Volby run. Just make sure when you are doing this to remove your range mods off of your Volby, because if you have any amount of range, your puddles will be too big and you'll actually end up killing the boss. Sometimes doing this, the boss can also go off course and like run into your water and kill himself. But most of the time, I think like 4 out of 5 times, I tested this a couple of times, the boss would actually not even come near me. And I found going anti-clockwise around the outpost actually had like a better route, especially if you stick way to the side of the edge. And also like it makes the boss path in like the middle of the map kind of a thing, because you're going so fast that, you know, he can't really get to the edge before he can see you again, because you like break line of sight a little bit. So make sure you guys are going anti-clockwise. It seems to work the best, and also remove all your range mods on your mobbing Volby build. And then the stats you would be looking for on this, since it's going to be for Freyna, if you're going to go for a bossing Freyna build, you want to get yourself Colossus damage and then either a tech boost or a toxic boost. I think tech boost might be a little bit stronger just because of how you build. It really depends how you build. If you build more tech, then toxic should be stronger. If you build more toxic, then tech should be stronger. Just kind of like, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket kind of a thing. But Colossus damage, you always want to get Colossus damage for any bossing build, especially when it is using skills. Well, only when it is using skills. So Colossus, and then its tech boost or toxic boost would be for the bossing Freyna. And then for mobbing Freyna, I would go with maybe 1 damage roll, so toxic tech again, and then cooldown. Or you could also just skip the cooldown and just go double damage roll, since you don't really need the cooldown. I mean, you use 1 ability on Freyna and the map just disintegrates anyway. That's why you don't need range on it either, because her poison just spreads like wildfire. So maybe I would just go for double damage roll on the mobbing Freyna. And then lastly, we move over to the Fire Prince himself, Lepic. His reactors are dropping from White Knight Gulch in the Moongrave Basin. And I'm going to be doing the water cooling recording device. Now, this is a pretty famous mission. I know we have mentioned this a lot of times. It's one of the better farms for the week. So you're going to start the mission up and then let the first wave of enemies actually go towards the point. There'll be a few enemies that are like ranged enemies. Make sure you don't kill those, because the whole goal is to let them stay on the point so you can like run out the whole mission, and then you can kill mobs inside the little cave. And as well, just outside the point there in the water is going to spawn a bunch of enemies as well. Up top there on that little hill, there's like a sniper and sometimes a few other mobs that spawn. So you basically just want to run back and forth between the cave and like the water area and just kill the enemies without killing the enemies on the point, since if they stand on the point won't like charge up, so you won't ever complete the mission. You should get about 3 to 4 minutes out of the mission if you do it correctly and the mobs stay on the point without you killing them. The best thing to run over here is to run yourself a bunny. I was just using a Volby because I was there from like the previous farms while doing this video, but I would definitely recommend running a bunny. Just make sure you take off high voltage and you reduce your range a little bit, otherwise you may kill the guys on the point. Now the reactor you're going to be looking for Lepic is going to be very specific for the bossing reactor. You want to get yourself Colossus damage as your number 1, and then your number 2 is going to be crit damage. That is just your best roll by far if it is for a bossing Lepic. Now if it's for a mobbing Lepic, you could go with cooldown, range, and then either a boost of fire or tech. I still haven't built myself a AoE Lepic yet, but that is the rolls I would go for if I was going to build myself an AoE Lepic. But that's going to be it for the video, guys. Hopefully you found it helpful and you liked it. If you did, please drop a like and sub to the channel. It helps me out so much, and I'll catch you beautiful people in the streams as well as the next video. Augiesaint out.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the